Nothing left unsaid. Does it live up to its name?
I think so. I mean, my pitch was to Sheila Nevins at HBO and to Liz Garbus, whose work I so admired. I thought it'd be interesting to make a film about my mom, Gloria Vanderbilt, who has been in the public eye her entire life, who's probably one of the most photographed people alive today, who's been famous longer than anybody else alive today, and yet who, frankly, whose public persona is so different than what she really is and what her life now particularly is really like. And I think the person she really is far more interesting than the public may perceive her to be.
Well, I had read that in order to do this, you were going to have to give over complete access and
Sure.
all the archives. And were you nervous about that?
I wasn't nervous about it at all, to be honest. I mean, I'm a reporter, and so I'm a big believer in honesty and bearing witness to someone's life and to someone's story.
Yeah, I mean, as a filmmaker, when you hear, Anderson and Gloria have these boxes of film and videos that they haven't even looked at, that haven't been transferred, and it's, this history of this family that is so fascinating, and, you're kind of like, okay, you had me at hello. Like, that, for me, was an incredibly exciting opportunity.
And to me, the film is really about having new conversations with your loved ones, with a parent who's aging, with somebody you're in a relationship with, about getting rid of all the inhibitions of the past, the resentments, the embarrassments, whatever it may be, and forging a new relationship with somebody before it's too late.
Mm-hmm. Has that happened for you?
It has, yeah. I mean, it's changed the relationship I have with my mom, and we've always been very close, but there really is nothing left unsaid between us.
It's amazing when you think about your mother, the trial of the century,
right.
Like at 9 years old.
And you realize my mom, from her birth made headlines in 1924. She was born into the Vanderbilt family. At the height of the Depression, it was the trial of the century. It was a global. There were 100 reporters in the courtroom on the first day of the trial. I think the reason that the trial in the height of the Depression was so fascinating to so many people was here you had this family which on paper had everything. I mean, the tremendous wealth, unimaginable wealth, and yet was completely torn asunder and full of intrigue and accusations and alleged criminality. I mean, just extraordinary, salacious details came out in this trial, and I think people were fascinated to see that this family. There's an old movie-tone newsreel that Liz found where the announcer, the camera's following my mother. She's fleeing from the courtroom, being covered by detectives. Well, you don't really think there were paparazzi in 1934, but there really were.
I can't wait to get to the Hollywood stuff. I had no idea that's a whole portion I did not know.
It's unbelievable, yeah.
What a hottie.
Yeah, she went out to Hollywood at 17, sort of transformed herself, and decided she wanted to date movie stars. The older the better, the married the better. Errol Flynn, Bruce Cabot, Ray Milland, Howard Hughes she got deeply involved with. Marlon Brando later on. That was even later on. And all the things that she's really interested in are completely different and antithetical to what people believe she would be like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. Well, congratulations, and congratulations on the Oscar.
Thanks.
It's great.
Thanks
It's
so much.
another great film.